The cafeteria tray slams down so hard the sound cuts through 200 conversations at once. Beat me, and I'll give you $1 million. Caleb Hayes stands in the center of Summit Ridge Academy's training gym, arms spread wide like he owns the oxygen in the room. Hayes, 18 years old, 6 feet 2 inches, shoulders built from a lifetime of privilege wrapped in leather and sweat. The varsity MMA captain, son of Master Devin Hayes, the legend who put this program on the national map. Come on, somebody. Anybody. Easy money right here. He spins in a slow circle, grinning at the 100-plus students packed into the viewing gallery. Phones are already up, recording, waiting for blood or humiliation, whichever comes first, but someone does. A girl steps forward from the far corner of the gym. Sienna Brooks, 17, new transfer scholarship kid. The kind of student who keeps her head down, wears the same hoodie 3 days in a row, and sits alone at lunch with a borrowed textbook. Her sneakers are worn at the toes. Her backpack has a patch where the strap tore and someone fixed it with duct tape. She does not look like someone who fights. She looks like someone who survives. I'll take that offer. Her voice is quiet, but it travels. The gym goes silent for exactly 2 seconds. Then the laughter comes back twice as loud. Caleb turns, eyebrows raised, grinning wider now. You? He looks her up and down like she is a stain on his floor. You'd last 2 seconds. Sienna does not flinch. Then that's all you'll need to pay me for. The gym erupts. Caleb's grin tightens at the edges. His 2 sparring partners, Brent and Tyler, step up behind him, arms crossed. All right, Caleb says, rolling his shoulders back. Let's make this fun. Sienna sets her backpack down against the wall. Not in the center, not where people would trip over it. She places it in the exact spot closest to the exit. Handle facing out. One movement. Efficient. Ryan Miller stands near the equipment racks. 17, wiry. Quiet. He used to be in the MMA club, used to spar with Caleb. Now he works the admin desk. Keeps his head down and watches. Always watches. His eyes track Sienna's movements. The way she stands with her back near the wall. The way her breathing does not change even though 100 people are staring at her. She knows where the blind spots are. You ready, scholarship? Caleb bounces on his toes. Sienna does not answer. She steps onto the mat. Her posture shifts. Subtle. Weight on the balls of her feet. Knees slightly bent. Hands at her sides. Not up, not defensive. She looks like prey, but her balance is perfect. Caleb does not see it. He sees a target. He throws a straight punch. Fast, clean. Sienna moves. She does not block. She sidesteps. Left foot sliding back. Hips rotating. Caleb's fist cuts through empty air. His momentum carries him forward half a step. Sienna's hand comes up, not to strike, just to redirect. Her fingers brush his wrist, guiding it past her shoulder. He stumbles just a little. Just enough. The crowd goes quiet again. Caleb catches himself, laughs it off, but his jaw tightens. Lucky move. Sienna steps back to her starting position. She does not smile, does not trash talk. She just waits. He circles her now, slower, studying. Where does scholarship kid learn that? His voice is louder now, playing to the crowd. Still, she says nothing. Caleb stops circling. He plants his feet. You know what? Forget the warm-up. Let's see what you've really got. He steps in close, invading her space, voice dropping low enough that only she can hear. Where did you even learn to fight? Sienna looks up at him. Gray eyes unflinching. You taught me. The words land like a slap. Caleb's expression freezes. His mouth opens, closes. The crowd does not hear what she said, but they see his reaction. Confusion. Then something else. Something that looks like recognition trying to claw its way to the surface. Sienna turns and walks toward her backpack. She picks it up, slings it over one shoulder, and heads for the door. No rush, no drama. Just done. Ryan Miller watches Sienna leave. Then he watches Caleb. The way his hands shake. The way his eyes follow her until she disappears through the double doors. Ryan knows that look. He has seen it before. Right before things get worse. 3 hours later, Caleb sits alone in the film review room, laptop open, scrolling through old summer camp records. Summit Ridge Academy runs an intensive MMA youth program every July. He finds the file. Summer 2021. Participant roster. There. Sienna Brooks. Age 14. Scholarship recipient. Foster care placement. Emergency contact caseworker. The photo is small, grainy, a skinny girl with hollow cheeks and eyes that do not look at the camera. Caleb remembers thinking that. He remembers saying it out loud. Girls like you make us look weak. He said it in front of everyone. She did not cry. She just stood there holding that training stick, knuckles white. Then his father told her to pack her things. Told her the program was not a good fit. She left that afternoon. Caleb closes the laptop. His hands are still shaking. Not from fear, from anger. She came back. After 3 years, she came back to his school, to his gym, and she made him look like a fool in front of everyone. He pulls out his phone, opens the group chat. Caleb, found out who she is. Brent, who? Caleb, nobody. Just some foster kid I kicked out of camp 3 years ago. Tyler, she came back for revenge or something. Caleb, she came back to embarrass me. Not going to happen. Brent, what do you want us to do? Caleb stares at the screen. Then he types. Caleb, make sure everyone knows she's a fraud. Post the warm-up clip. Caption it something funny. 30 minutes later, the video is live. Titled Scholarship Fraud. Think she can fight. LOL. Comments pour in. Laughing emojis. She got lucky. Bet she can't do it twice. Sienna sees the post. She is sitting in her dorm room. Door locked. Lights off. She watches the video 3 times. Then she screenshots it, saves it to a folder labeled Evidence. She has been building that folder for a week. She does not respond. She does not block anyone. She just documents. The next day, cafeteria. 11:45 a.m. Sienna sits alone at a corner table eating a sandwich she packed herself. Her backpack rests on the chair beside her, unzipped. Inside, her phone is recording. Audio only, timestamped. Single-party consent state. She does not need their permission. Brent approaches first. He carries a full tray. He walks past her table. Then he stops, turns. Oops. He tips the tray. Soda splashes across her backpack, soaking the fabric, dripping onto the floor. The cafeteria goes silent. Sienna does not move. She picks up a napkin, wipes down her backpack, checks inside. Her phone is fine. Waterproof case, still recording. My bad, Brent says, grinning. Sienna folds the napkin, places it on the table, stands, picks up her backpack, walks away. Ryan Miller watches from 2 tables over. His hand slips into his pocket, pulls out his own phone. He has been recording, too. Different angle. Timestamped. He has been doing this for months. Every time Caleb and his crew corner someone, Ryan has 40 hours of footage. He has never shown it to anyone because the last person who tried to report Caleb got expelled for filing a false complaint. Master Hayes made sure of it. Master Hayes protects his son. Always has, always will. But Ryan keeps recording just in case. That afternoon, Director Angela Martinez calls Sienna into her office. The director is 52, gray hair pulled tight, glasses perched on her nose. Miss Brooks, she says, gesturing to the chair across from her desk. Sit. Sienna sits, hands folded in her lap, expression neutral. I've received a complaint from Caleb Hayes. He says you challenged him inappropriately in the training gym, that you disrupted club activities and created a safety hazard. Sienna does not react. Do you have anything to say? He challenged me first. Martinez looks up. Do you have formal training credentials? I learned from someone here. 3 years ago. She leans forward, and according to our records, you were dismissed from that program for behavioral issues. Sienna's jaw tightens just a fraction. That's not what happened. Then what happened? Sienna does not answer because she knows how this works. She has been through enough foster placements, enough schools, enough authority figures who already made up their minds before she walked in the door. I'm giving you a warning, Martinez says, closing the file. Stay away from the MMA club. Stay away from Caleb Hayes. If I hear about another incident, you will be removed from this school. Scholarship or not. Understood. Understood. That night, Caleb and his crew hold a closed training session. Friday 8 p.m. after the facility officially closes. Master Hayes lets them use the space, calls it advanced conditioning. Sienna knows about these sessions. She has been watching the pattern for 2 weeks. Ryan Miller has a key, admin staff privilege. He slips in through the side entrance, stays in the shadows, and sets up his phone on a high shelf behind old equipment. Wide angle, clear view of the mat. Then he leaves. The camera records everything, Caleb and 3 other students. Caleb runs them through drills hard, pushes them past their limits. When one kid, maybe 15, says he needs a break, Caleb shoves him back onto the mat. You don't get breaks. You think your opponent's going to give you a break? Caleb sweeps his legs, drops him hard. Pathetic. If you cry, you're out. My dad built this program for winners, not weaklings. Ryan retrieves his phone at midnight, watches the footage, adds it to his collection. Saturday morning, Caleb corners Sienna in the hallway outside the library. No crowd this time, just him and Brent and Tyler. We need to talk, Caleb says, blocking her path. Sienna stops, does not step back. Move. Not until you explain something. He leans in close. How does a foster kid with no training suddenly know how to fight? I told you. You taught me. I don't remember you. I remember you. Brent laughs. This is sad, man. She's obsessed with you. I didn't come back for you, she says quietly. I came back to make sure you don't do to anyone else what you did to me. Caleb's smile drops. What are you talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. She steps around him. He grabs her arm. Not hard, just enough to stop her. Let go, she says. She twists her wrist, breaks his grip with a sharp rotation, steps out of range, all in one motion. Smooth, practiced. Caleb stares at his empty hand. Sienna walks away. Monday morning, the announcement goes up on the MMA club board. Big letters, red ink. Friendly exhibition match, Caleb Hayes versus Sienna Brooks. Friday, 6 p.m. main gym, open to all students. Below it, smaller text. Prove your skills or walk away. Director Martinez approved it. Called it conflict resolution through sportsmanship. What it really is, a public execution. Sienna sees the flyer. She does not tear it down. She takes a photo, adds it to her folder. That night, Ryan sends her a text. Ryan, I have something you need to see. Meet me at the north stairwell. 10 p.m. Sienna shows up. Ryan hands her a USB drive. What is this? Proof, Ryan says. 40 hours of closed sessions. Caleb's been doing this for years. Threatening kids, hurting them, making sure nobody talks. Sienna stares at the drive. Why are you giving this to me? Because I'm tired of being scared. And because you're the first person who's lasted this long without breaking. She closes her hand around the drive. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. If this gets out, they'll come after both of us. Let them. Ryan almost smiles. You really think you can beat him? I don't need to beat him. I just need to survive long enough for people to see who he really is. Wednesday night, 2 days before the match, Sienna sits on her dorm room floor, laptop open, reviewing the footage from Ryan's USB. She watches Caleb shove a kid to the ground. Watches him mock a girl until she leaves in tears. She watches until her eyes burn. Then she copies the files, uploads them to a secure cloud account, creates a backup and another backup. Then her phone buzzes. Ryan, USB corrupted. Tried to open it on my laptop. Files won't load. Backup failed. Sienna's stomach drops. She checks her laptop. The files are still there, but when she tries to play them, the screen goes black. Error message. Corrupted data. She tries the backup. Same thing. She tries the cloud. Same thing. A knock on her door. She does not answer. Another knock. Sienna, it's Ryan. She opens the door. Ryan steps inside, face pale. I don't know what happened. I checked everything. It was fine yesterday. It's gone, she says, flat, empty. We still have Friday. You can, I can what? Fight him and hope someone believes me. Ryan does not have an answer. Sienna sits back down, puts her head in her hands. For the first time since she walked into Summit Ridge Academy, she looks small. Flashback. 5 seconds. 14 years old. Caleb Hayes standing over her in the summer camp gym, holding her torn uniform shirt, laughing. Girls like you make us look weak. Get out. Cut back to present. Sienna's hands curl into fists. She lifts her head. Her eyes are wet, but no tears fall. If I lose tomorrow, she whispers, he wins forever. Friday morning arrives cold and gray. Sienna wakes at 5:30 a.m. She has spent the last 48 hours making peace with 2 possibilities. She walks out of that gym today vindicated, or she walks out destroyed. Either way, she walks out. She packs her backpack carefully. Phone fully charged. Recording app tested twice. Waterproof case secured. Backup battery. She walks across the quad toward the gym. She pushes through the double doors. The gym smells like rubber and old sweat and ambition. She walks to the center of the mat, looks up at the 3 cameras mounted in the corners. She closes her eyes, breathes in for 4 counts, hold for 4, out for 4. Military cadence. When she opens her eyes, someone is standing in the doorway. Ryan Miller. You're early, he says. So are you. He walks toward her. I tried everything. Called a data recovery guy. Tried 3 different programs. The files are gone. Sienna nods. But Ryan continues, pulling his phone from his pocket. I have this. He holds it up. On the screen, a video file dated 2 weeks ago. The label reads backup audio only. I recorded the audio separately, Ryan explains. Just the sound, no video. Caleb's voice, the threats, the abuse, it's all there. Sienna stares at the phone. Does it have timestamps? Yeah. And metadata. Proves it wasn't edited. She exhales slowly. Can you connect it to the gym sound system? Ryan blinks. You want to play it during the match? Not during. After. When everyone's watching. When Caleb thinks he's won. Ryan's expression shifts. Understanding. You're going to let him bury himself. He's been doing it for years. I'm just going to make sure people finally hear it. Ryan nods. I'll set it up. By 6 p.m., the gym is packed. Students fill the bleachers, sitting shoulder to shoulder, phones out, voices loud. This is not about sportsmanship. This is about a spectacle. Director Martinez sits in the front row, clipboard in hand, whistle around her neck. Caleb enters first. The crowd erupts, cheering, clapping, chanting his name. He wears his varsity jacket, gold embroidery catching the light. Sienna enters last. No music, no fanfare. Her backpack rests against the wall near the exit. Director Martinez stands, raises her whistle. This is a supervised exhibition match. 3 2-minute rounds. Standard MMA rules. No strikes to the back of the head. No eye gouging. No biting. If I call stop, you stop. Understood. Caleb nods. Understood. Sienna nods. Understood. Martinez steps back, blows the whistle. Round 1 begins. Caleb moves first. He circles left. Hands up, footwork clean. 30 seconds pass. He throws a quick jab. She slips it. He throws another. She blocks. Come on, scholarship. Fight back. Or are you just going to run the whole time? She does not take the bait. She moves laterally, keeps distance, forces him to chase. He lunges, tries a takedown. She sprawls, pushes his head down, steps back before he can recover. The whistle blows. End of round 1. The crowd boos. Boring, someone yells. She's scared. Round 2. Whistle blows. Caleb comes out aggressive. He is done playing. He throws a combination. Jab, cross, hook. Sienna blocks the first 2, eats the third on her shoulder. The impact rattles through her. There we go, Caleb shouts. Finally. He presses forward. She dodges, but he is faster now, sharper. He lands a body shot. She grunts, absorbs it, counters with a low kick to his lead leg. Caleb grabs for her collar, tries to clinch. He grabs again, this time getting a grip on her shirt. He pulls her in close, going for a throw. Her shirt tears, not completely, just a rip along the shoulder seam. The sound cuts through the noise. Everything stops. Sienna freezes just for 1 second. Her eyes go distant. Somewhere else. Somewhere 3 years ago. Flashback. Quick. 3 seconds. 14 years old. Caleb ripping her training uniform in front of 30 kids. The fabric tearing. The laughter. His voice. Girls like you don't belong here. Cut back. Present. The distant look vanishes. And her eyes are ice. Caleb does not see the shift. Got you now. He does not have her. Sienna steps into his space, inside his guard. Her right hand moves fast, precise, catches his wrist mid-pull. She rotates her body 45 degrees, uses his own momentum, applies pressure to the exact joint he taught her to target 3 years ago. Wrist lock. Clean, controlled. Caleb's eyes go wide. Pain shoots up his arm. He tries to pull back. Cannot. His balance is gone. She sweeps his front leg. Not hard. Just enough. He goes down. The sound of his back hitting the mat is not loud, but in the silence of 100 people holding their breath, it echoes. Sienna releases his wrist immediately. Steps back, hands up. Defensive posture. Minimal force. Exactly what self-defense protocols require. Caleb lies on his back, staring at the ceiling, breathing hard. Not hurt, just shocked. The gym is dead silent. Then someone whispers, "She just used his own move." Director Martinez blows the whistle. Stop. Match paused. Caleb gets to his feet, face red, fists clenched. She got lucky. That's not real training. Enough, Martinez says, stepping between them. She looks at Sienna. Miss Brooks, explain yourself now. Sienna opens her mouth to respond. Then the gym speakers crackle to life. A voice fills the room. Caleb's voice recorded. Clear. Hit him harder. If he cries, he's weak. The crowd goes silent. Every head turns toward the speakers. Another voice, younger, trembling. I can't. I need a break. Caleb's voice again, louder, angrier. You don't get breaks. My dad owns this program. Shut up or you're gone. The sound of someone hitting the mat. Hard. A muffled sob. Pathetic. The recording stops. The gym explodes. Not with cheers, with shock. Gasps. Whispers spreading like wildfire. Phones come out. Director Martinez's face goes pale. She spins toward the sound booth. Who authorized that audio? Ryan steps forward from the equipment racks, phone in hand. I did. It's from a closed training session 2 weeks ago. I have 40 hours of recordings just like it. Timestamps, metadata, all of it admissible. Martinez stares at him, then at Caleb. Is this true? Caleb's mouth opens, closes. He looks at Brent, at Tyler. They are backing away slowly, quietly, distancing themselves. That's out of context, Caleb finally says, voice cracking. We were just training hard. It's not. It's abuse, Ryan cuts in. And you've been doing it for 3 years. The crowd is not on Caleb's side anymore. Students are talking, pulling up their own stories. He did that to me. He made my friend quit. I always knew something was wrong. Caleb turns to Sienna, desperation replacing arrogance. You set this up. You planned this whole thing. Sienna looks at him, really looks at him. And when she speaks, her voice is steady. 3 years ago, you ripped my uniform in front of everyone. You told me girls like me make fighters look weak. I was 14. I had nowhere to go. No proof, no power. The gym is listening now. Every word. I could have reported you then, but I was alone. So I waited. I trained. I remembered every move you taught me before you decided I wasn't worth teaching. Her voice does not rise, does not break. I didn't come back for revenge. I came back to make sure you couldn't do this to anyone else. Every time you trash-talked me this week, I recorded it. Every time your friends sabotaged me, Ryan documented it. I let you think you were winning because bullies get sloppy when they think they've won. She gestures to her torn shirt. I didn't fight back until you gave me no choice. That rip was the line. You taught me how to defend myself, Caleb. Then you taught me why I had to. She turns to Director Martinez. I request a full Title IX investigation into the MMA program. I have 12 recordings. Ryan has 40 hours of footage. We're ready to cooperate fully. All I want is for this program to be safe, the way it should have been 3 years ago. Martinez's hands are shaking. She looks at her clipboard, at Caleb, at the 100 students watching. Then she nods. Caleb Hayes, Brent Morris, Tyler Grant, you're suspended effective immediately. Campus security will escort you out. We will be launching a full investigation starting Monday morning. 2 security officers appear at the gym entrance. They walk toward Caleb. He looks around, desperate, searching for someone to defend him. No one moves. This isn't fair, Caleb's voice cracks. My dad built this program. You can't. Your father will be notified, Martinez says, along with the school board. And if these allegations are substantiated, legal authorities. The officers stop beside Caleb. Let's go. Caleb looks at Sienna one last time. She does not look away, does not gloat, just stands there steady. He walks out, head down. The doors close behind him. The gym erupts, not with cheers, with something heavier. Relief, validation. 100 students who stayed silent for too long, finally exhaling. Ryan walks over to Sienna. You okay? She nods. I will be. 1 week later, Monday morning, school board meeting, closed session. Sienna and Ryan sit outside the conference room waiting. Director Martinez is inside. So is Master Devin Hayes. So are 3 attorneys and 2 investigators from the State Education Board. The door opens. Martinez steps out. Miss Brooks, Mr. Miller, come in. They walk into the room. Master Hayes sits at the far end of the table, arms crossed, jaw tight. He does not look at them. One of the investigators, a woman in her 50s with sharp eyes, gestures to 2 empty chairs. Please sit. They sit. The investigator opens a folder. We have reviewed all submitted evidence. Our findings are conclusive. She looks directly at Master Hayes. The MMA program at Summit Ridge Academy has been operating with insufficient oversight and accountability. Multiple violations of student safety protocols have been documented. Furthermore, we have uncovered evidence that complaints were previously filed and subsequently suppressed. Master Hayes' face goes red. That's absurd. I built this program from nothing. Some students, the investigator says coldly, were hospitalized. Others developed anxiety disorders. 3 transferred schools. All of this happened under your watch. And you paid their families to stay quiet. The room goes silent. Master Hayes stands. I want my lawyer. You'll need one, the investigator says, because the district attorney's office will be reviewing this case for potential criminal charges. Hayes storms out. The door slams behind him. The investigator turns to Sienna and Ryan. Her expression softens just slightly. What you two did took courage. The program is suspended indefinitely. When it reopens, it will be under new management with independent oversight. Body cameras will be mandatory, and there will be a zero-tolerance policy for abuse of any kind. Ryan exhales. Sienna closes her eyes. Thank you, she says quietly. No, the investigator replies. Thank you. 3 weeks later, Sienna walks across campus toward her dorm. It is early evening. Students pass her in clusters, talking, laughing. A few nod at her. Some smile. One girl stops and says, "Thank you for what you did." Sienna nods back. She reaches her dorm, unlocks the mailbox out front. Inside a single envelope, thick, expensive paper, no return address. She opens it carefully. Inside, a bank check, $1 million made out to her name, and a handwritten note on plain white paper. You earned it. I'm sorry. Sienna stares at the check for a long time. Then she folds it, puts it back in the envelope, and walks to the administration building. She finds Director Martinez in her office. I need to make a donation, Sienna says. Martinez looks up, surprised. A donation? Sienna places the envelope on the desk. $1 million to Summit Youth Shelter for kids who have to fight alone. Martinez opens the envelope. Her eyes go wide. Sienna, this is not mine to keep. Martinez looks at her. Really looks at her. Then she nods. I'll process it today. Sienna leaves the office, walks back across campus. The weight on her shoulders feels lighter now. Not gone, just lighter. Her phone buzzes. A text from Ryan. Ryan, coffee? Sienna, yeah? Meet you at the quad. She walks toward the quad, hands in her pockets, breathing easy for the first time in 3 years. The gym lights are off tonight. The building is dark, empty, waiting to be rebuilt into something better. She does not look back. 2 months later, Caleb Hayes sits in a mandatory counseling session, court-ordered, part of his plea deal. He lost his college scholarship, lost his reputation. His father lost the program, lost his legacy. They do not talk anymore. The counselor asks him the same question every week. What have you learned? This time, Caleb answers differently. I learned that I was the monster someone had to survive. The counselor nods. And what are you going to do about that? Caleb does not have an answer yet, but for the first time, he is trying to find one. Final scene. 6 months later, Sienna stands in the center of the newly reopened Summit Ridge training gym. The walls have been repainted. New equipment, new rules posted in bold letters on every wall. Respect, accountability, safety. She is not a student anymore. She graduated early, but Director Martinez invited her back for the reopening ceremony. Asked her to say a few words. Sienna stands at the microphone looking out at 200 students. I'm not going to tell you fighting is easy, she says. It's not. I'm not going to tell you standing up always works. Sometimes it doesn't. But I will tell you this. Staying silent when you know something is wrong will eat you alive. It ate me alive for 3 years. She pauses. I came back here because I needed people to see the truth, not just about one person, about a system that let it happen. If you see something wrong, say something. Document it. Find someone who will listen. And if no one listens, keep talking until they do. The crowd is silent, listening. Some fights you win by not fighting back until you absolutely have to. This was one of those fights, and I didn't win it alone. None of us do. She steps back from the microphone. The crowd applauds, not loud, not wild, just steady, respectful. Ryan stands near the back, arms crossed, smiling. Sienna walks off the small stage, past the trophy cases that no longer carry just one name, past the mats where new students are learning what discipline really means, and out into the late afternoon sun. Her phone buzzes one more time. A text from an unknown number. Unknown. Well done, Brooks. She stares at the message for a long moment. Then she saves the number, replies with 2 words. Sienna, thank you. She pockets her phone, looks up at the sky, takes a deep breath, and walks forward. The camera pulls back slowly, the gym behind her, the campus stretching out ahead. The sound of her footsteps steady and sure. Some fights you win by surviving long enough to make people see the truth.